You're listening to Verdicts Vogue. This is part 2 of Christina's conversation with Sophia Augeri. They talk about mentorship, mindset, and lessons that come with experience. Let's jump back in.
Do you mind if I ask you something?
Go ahead.
Do you find that it helps you more to keep the gender factor out of the equation, or does that somehow kind of empower you or help you in some way?
So let me get some clarification with that. Do you mean, do I use it are you saying use it as a crutch in a way?
No,
or
use it as a tool or use it to help you?
Being a female?
Mm-hmm.
I think being a female helps in a lot of different ways. It depends on the circumstance. I am often underestimated.
Okay.
Often underestimated. And I don't know if that's also a chip on my shoulder where it's because I'm a female or because I'm Latina. And so I've had some negative things said to me, when I was a partner, I had someone say it to a team member, she's only there because she's the way she looks. Mm-hmm. Right. And so when I heard that, I replied, well, did you mention to him that I wiped the floor with him at trial? Right. So, yeah. So you could say what you want, but at the end of the day, but as I've gotten older, and now going into my 16th year of being an attorney, I've learned that I don't have to overcompensate, because I think I used to be more always aggressive, kind of aggressive, like you said, where
chip on your shoulder.
Yeah. Where your heel's higher, make sure so people can see you. And then I realized that a lot of the time when I am nicer, during depositions, don't get me wrong, I have a Spitfire personality where I can tell anyone to go F themselves real fast, right? Mm-hmm. But I know that's not the best. And Sophia, who's behind on the headphones, she loves reading those emails, which I've also learned, don't ever put any of that stuff in writing. If you want to be spicy, make sure it's not in writing.
Yeah.
But I think that as a female, you can use your qualities to benefit you in a situation.
Yeah.
Even if you're underestimated, that's okay, because they may not know what to expect. I use that in depositions. I have grown to come across very well in depositions because I've changed the way that I approach the deponent. Mm-hmm. I have had deponents cry while they're being deposed, the defendants. I've had deponents say, "I'm so sorry," where their counsel is trying to shut them up, right?
Yeah.
Just because I've approached it in a humane way,
mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And I've had this past week on another deposition I had earlier Monday or Tuesday, as I was showing the deponent where the restroom was, he said to me, he goes, "I wish I could tell you more, but I'm not allowed to." Right. And I quickly walked away from that because I'm I don't want your counsel.
Yeah. That shows a level of trust though.
Yeah. But, and I've even had, during a dog bite case, the guy is there, him and his wife, I'm deposing him and his wife. I had his wife first and then him second. And at the end of the deposition, he's offering to fix things at our office, which is a ranch house, saying that, "Hey, I'm not too far away. If you ever need something done, I'm a handyman too, I'd be happy to come here and help." I mean,
yeah,
it's
I need to watch you in these depositions.
so it's I think, and I use that because, you don't have to be the same mold as an attorney that you have a typical attorney male mold. You can be yourself.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I've learned, because I'm goofy. I'm a goofy person. I mess up my words. English is my second language. I'm so it's, and that's okay. And so that's kind of how I've learned to be more authentic.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are things that you're doing in order to help with your craft and help how you get better to become because I think everyone should do this, but are there any things that you're doing to become a better attorney?
I don't know, this might sound weird, but over the past year, the focus I think has been more on just becoming a better person, overall. And it's a little bit of an experiment, with the hope being that it will overflow into my practice. So I've really been hitting that pretty hard.
What does that mean? Tell it. So for whoever's listening, and I mean, because I think you can. I mean, you can use becoming a better person. You can use in any area that you practice, right? In any field,
right?
And just being a human. So what does that mean to you?
Mm-hmm.
And then how do you use that, or how do you hope to use it with law?
So a little cliche, but I wrote down a whole slew of New Year's resolutions, like at the end of 2024. And I think part of it just had to do with, I was internalizing a lot of turmoil that was happening in the country and, you know, some other areas of life. And I just decided I really want to figure this out. And, you know, I want to be the best person that I can be so that I can be better postured to help other people, be a better attorney, be a better daughter, sister, friend, you know, stepmother, wife, all of those things. So have you ever heard of Atomic Habits?
No.
Okay. It's a book. It's
Okay.
like a self-improvement book. So I read a bunch of self-improvement books, and then I started doing like all the daily
I have a whole bunch of those too.
Yeah. I love them. And I love listening to self-improvement podcasts too. So I just, you know, little things like taking a vitamin every day, or, you know, making a smoothie that has some spinach in it every day, or exercising more. So, and then also watching more podcasts about current events and about politics, and educating myself in that field too. So, and having conversations with people.
Okay.
So that's kind of been something I've been intentional about this year. And I've found that it has had a positive overflow effect in other areas too. Even in terms of like understanding opposing counsel,
Sure.
where they're coming from, or understanding the defendant, or, you know, which is useful for my client too. And in some cases, better understanding my client. So, but on top of that, I've also been just trying to say yes to a lot more opportunities.
Okay. I love that.
I was never one to be involved in anything really,
Okay.
but, and I credit the guys with this at my firm, because they've kind of pushed me out of the nest a little bit, like get more involved in AZAJ and AAJ, and, you know, hosting the stuff at our office, and
Yes.
coming to the women's group meetings, which I like absolutely love. I am so grateful to you and everybody else that kind of spearheaded that. It's been
so
great.
You recently became AAJ Arizona delegate.
Yes.
So congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. Yeah. I went to my first meeting at this, you know, the past conference.
The San Francisco conference that we had. Yeah.
Yeah.
Annual meeting.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I had like no idea what I was doing. It was interesting to sit in on the meeting, and yeah, so that was one. And then like speaking at the Lean seminar a couple of times.
Okay.
The first time in 2023, and then like this past spring.
Well, you're a fabulous speaker. You should do that more often.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. Yeah. And right now, like they're, you know, you should really get on some boards and stuff like that. I noticed that you were on the board for AZAJ, right?
Yeah.
Right. How's that?
I love it. So AZAJ is probably, so you also have to learn to like delegate your time, right? Because time is so precious. And so I used to be on a lot of different boards. I have narrowed it down. So this year I stepped down from practicing bankruptcy. So I stepped down on for the Arizona State bankruptcy section for the AZ bar. So I stepped down after 11 years.
Oh, wow.
I know it was hard for me.
Yeah, I was going to ask if that was hard for you.
Yeah. So I am, and I'm focusing on AZAJ, which I am on the board, spearheading the women's committee, which is what we do every month and how we've grown.
Yes.
And help one another, right? And then AAJ. So I am on the AAJ executive board for a couple of sections as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of the next step. So I did the delegates a couple years ago. I stepped down when you stepped up.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, That's right. John had mentioned that.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
I'm going to have to come to you for some pointers then.
So I stepped down and you took over that place. And then, but during that 2 years where I served as an AZ AAJ delegate, or an AAJ AZ delegate, then I also became involved in other sections. I found what I wanted to focus on, what I wanted my practice to look like.
Yeah.
And then, you know, and I think this is for any practice or any area that you are focusing on. You want to really know what you want to vision as you, right? So that's what I did. I wanted to know, okay, what kind of attorney, because personal injury is such a broad spectrum of things. Mm-hmm. It can mean all. So I said, okay, do I want to focus on traumatic brain injury? Do I want to focus on slip and falls? Do I want to focus and then be the best I can be at that area?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I did. And in that area, so I'm on the products, I'm on the technology, in the TBI group. So it kind of all intersects with one another with what I do.
Yeah.
So that's your next kind of step, because you should get involved in those areas if there's something that you really enjoy.
Yeah. I totally agree with you. The one I kind of gravitated towards was they actually have a indoor trampoline park litigation group.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've talked about the indoor trampoline park cases a little bit.
They're so dangerous. And I don't
so dangerous.
I don't allow my kids. Well, there's all these birthday parties at these things, and people don't realize just how dangerous these trampoline parks are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, and there's so little regulation. I actually deposed because randomly the Arizona Department of Forestry and Fire Management is the one that regulates these parks.
Yes.
So I recently took the deposition on one of my cases of the deputy marshal, and it was just very illuminating about how little is done. And it's a little bit scary, especially when you compare to other states. Like I did a deep dive and found out that there's a lot more legislation and there's a lot more regulation in Illinois.
Yeah. So with that, I mean, because I think that case came up during a Cases in Coffee that we had that you shared.
Mm-hmm.
And the trampoline parks actually had their own, they initiated their own governing board, right? So they basically made their own safety regulations. Mm-hmm. And if you look into the safety and regulations, they've actually become more lenient throughout the years if you go through their history, like their original board to now. And it's just wild. It's really, like no one's really monitoring what they're doing.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
I know.
But I'm interested in those cases. I think we've got 4 or 5 of them right now, and I enjoy working on them just because I'm learning a whole new field.
How are you getting around the consent, the parent consent?
The waiver?
Yes.
So interestingly, in a couple of the cases that we've had, they haven't raised the issue. I don't understand why exactly, but on 2 of them, they didn't raise the issue. On the other, what was it? So it was the client's husband who had signed the waiver and not her. And so we just had some favorable case law on a spouse not being able to sign for another spouse. So we defeated it in that instance.
So I thought it was always, so I haven't had to deal with this issue, but I thought about it because I've had a couple trampoline cases as well, where if it came up to it, can the parent waive the child's rights?
I believe so.
That's kind of, can they?
I haven't had to look at that question yet, but just some of the ancillary like dicta or other case law that I saw when researching our issue.
Sure.
I think the answer is yes.
Okay.
That they can waive it for their child.
They can waive for their child. That was when I was like, well, if I have to raise this issue, can I liken the child as an incapacitated adult that doesn't have his voice being heard as to whether or not they know what is being signed? So can we really raise that issue? I can see why, because the parents are guardian. Right. But I would want to understand, like, I mean, there's other issues too. A lot of times if you look at the waivers, they use one waiver and it has the wrong name for the entity that you're suing. So I've dealt with those issues.
Other issues like that.
But that issue hasn't come up yet. And I was like, well, can we use that, or is that like a Hail Mary?
Yeah. I do remember seeing a case where it was like the kids were over at a neighbor's house and then the neighbor adult took all the kids and the neighbor adult signed for all the kids.
Okay.
And the waiver was struck down in the case of the child that was injured because it wasn't actually their parent. But you can have all kinds of weird circumstances.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I would definitely research no matter what it is, just to ensure that it's valid.
Of course. Well, I'm glad that. So now I know next time, because, hey, I want to know about this case. But anytime I have like a trampoline case or someone inquiring, I know who to call, because that is.
Give us a call. I find it pretty fun. I'm going to last, but at least for now.
I want to give you a call.
Yeah, I'm mediating one with Mark Warshek on
he's
Tuesday.
The best.
Oh, he's
so for those who know, Mark Warshek is my favorite mediator. There's a couple of them, but he just seems to, and he's liked by both because he's fair, right? I can't say he's plaintiff skewed or defense skewed. He's just a good mediator because he works. I like mediators who start working before the case starts, and I think that's more. It's more advantageous for everyone because we're not wasting time. So you can accomplish more in a half-day mediation. It also saves the client money. And then Mark is like off to the races about 2 weeks before the case starts.
Yes. Yeah, I totally agree. It's really hard to book with him, though, because he's in such high demand. Yeah.
I know. So I want to ask you now, what do you see for yourself in the next 5 years?
Oh, I'm not one of those people that like looks far ahead. I should. I would love to take on more, I think, catastrophic cases that I can devote more time to. And like right now, my caseload is actually lower than I think it's ever been.
Okay.
The whole time that I've ever practiced law, but they are higher value, more catastrophic injury type cases. So I really enjoy being able to put a lot more attention in. Like I'm working on a case with John right now, and we've done the day in the life. And
John is John Osteen. He's one of the partners.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. He's one of the partners. And we've, flown out to California several times to visit the client and done a day in the life, which I had never done before.
Okay.
And met with the client several times. And Lincoln and I had a case. We flew out to Pennsylvania to meet with that client. And I just think that level of attention and that level of investment into these human beings that have come to you to help them. I really enjoy that. So
well, there's also one thing, I mean, that you learn so much when you're taking on a case, the amount of information you can learn from just spending some time at your client's home. I know it's not possible to do in every single case that we handle, but there are certain cases you just need to do it, especially with traumatic brain injury cases, because those clients can't really, they often don't tell you what they're experiencing. But it wasn't, like, for instance, it wasn't until I got to one of my clients' house that I saw, in order for him to remember what to do and not forget that he had a task, he'd put sticky notes all over the house. So then you have a picture of, and so I snapped a picture, but then you have a picture of sticky notes everywhere, like just in the randomest places, the most random places, saying, okay, take out the dog. And then that's how he managed his house. Turn off the stove, so because he'd forget. One time he forgot to turn off the stove, but so he had those type of notes. And so you learn all that. So, I mean,
you might not have known that if you didn't go out to visit.
And also picturing it, right? You see it, then you can visualize, you can always remember and visualize what you saw, and then be able to describe it to the person, to the jury who's going to be listening. So I think that's really important.
I definitely agree. Yeah. Is that kind of the area that you found you're most passionate about, is like TBI stuff? Okay.
I think so. I enjoy it. It's complicated. I like the medicine. I like learning. I love understanding people and just kind of seeing the differences. And they're such hard cases. I don't know. I just always I've always been someone who fights for the underdog.
Yeah.
So oftentimes those are the people that are either because they don't have the right treatment, the right voice. They don't have someone who's advocating for them. They just gravitated towards it.
Yeah. Have there been certain mentors or people that you've looked up to or that have helped you as you've specialized more and more in that area?
You know what? Tons.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, I am someone who gives credit to all of my mentors, which is why I know that I have made such an effort to give back to the community, because so many people have dedicated their time with me as far as guiding me to the right directions, like Ilya Lerma. I would have never gotten into AZAJ if it wasn't for her. It wasn't even on my radar.
Yeah.
I would have probably have not gone onto the board or the women's committee, because she's the one that said, hey, you should start this.
Yeah.
She goes, I wanted to do this, but I never had an opportunity. You should start it. And so that's why we ran with the committee, right? And started the women's committee. So that there are like Rush Reiner out of California, Julian Gomez out of Texas, Wade Barrow. He's someone he's just an amazing attorney as well. There's just so many attorneys that have helped me along the way. Julie Kane out of Florida, Amy Gunn out of St. Louis. These are just all these heavy hitter attorneys that have taken the time to just kind of help, even just as serving as like a trial coach.
Yes.
Right. It's just, and spending their free time where they're not billing or they're not working on a case to help improve.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I know of so many of those names. The only one I've met is Ilya. And she was at the lobby days with the women's group earlier this year. And so I got to spend a little more time with her than I ever had before. Yeah. And she's one of those, I put you in this category too, like, who is so successful on her own and could just kind of, pave the way in that sense. But she also reaches back, and she wants to see everybody else succeed too. And I I want to be that type of lawyer. I want to be that type of like
to
career
get back.
woman. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
To see everybody else succeed around you as well.
Well, what's that saying? And I'm horrible at saying. So what's that? Rising tides. It's like rising tides lift ships.
Oh yeah. Lift all the ships. Something like
rising
that.
tides lift ships.
I don't know the exact thing either. I know what you're talking
It's
about.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Well, we've gotten to the part of the episode that I'm going to be asking you random questions.
Okay.
All right. It's like a spitfire round. So you ready?
Ready.
Okay. You may want to take a drink before because we're running out of time.
I'm nervous.
Our clock
is it going to be the same as
They're all different.
0 times 200 and 5
5
times 5. The same questions your kids got, please.
They're so funny. Those kiddos. Okay.
Cute.
So we'll start off with some light ones. Ready?
Ready.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
What's your go-to comfort food?
Pizza.
Good choice. From where?
Oh, gosh. Lately it's been Barrows.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever had Trevor's?
I haven't.
Oh, it's good. It's on Indian school. You need to.
Okay.
It's like linked up to like a liquor store.
Okay.
So it's like I just learned about it. It's in my neighborhood. It's really good.
All right. Add it to the list.
Any childhood nickname?
Sophie.
Okay. We're gonna get a little bit harder. What's the craziest excuse you've ever used to get out of something?
Oh my goodness. I have to think about this one. I don't know. I can't.
Drawing a blank?
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. Sorry.
No, you're good. What instantly puts you in a good mood?
The Great British Baking Show.
What?
The Great British Baking Show.
What
Or
is
Bake
that?
Off. It's just a reality show. It's the most wholesome show. It is just a bunch of like British bakers doing a baking contest.
Do you know that I have just learned so much about you just from that answer alone? And I love everything I just learned. What is one word that best describes you?
Probably introspective.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If you had 24 hours left to live, how would you spend it?
Definitely with family.
If you could switch careers tomorrow, what would you do?
Probably something in neuroscience.
Ooh, I love that. You should join the TBI group.
I should.
It's a part of AAJ. You should do it. They're really wonderful. What's the best compliment you've ever received?
Somebody once told me that I had wisdom, and I really appreciated that.
Oh,
yeah.
What's the boldest thing you've ever done?
Ooh. Okay. I was in 7th grade, and it was at Six Flags Magic Mountain, and it was a bungee jump from like 250 feet or something like that. And it was thrilling, but frightening at the same time.
I give you a lot of credit for that. I don't think I could do that. What is your go-to drink order?
A gin and tonic.
Okay. What kind of gin?
Usually Hendrix.
Ooh, okay. And last question. What's the biggest risk you've ever taken that's paid off?
Career-wise, coming to Osteen McLeod Combs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you have any advice for a less experienced attorney that's listening right now, what advice would that be?
Probably don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid of sounding stupid. Embrace sounding stupid, and, find the people that you admire, like follow them, talk to them, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I really thank you for being here. It's been just so amazing and refreshing. I really enjoyed our time together.
I have too. I've enjoyed it. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Let's cheer.
Yes.
Let's have a cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. And for those who are watching, till next time.